Okay, the one topic we're going to talk about this morning is average rate of change. When you hear the word rate, what do you think of in mathematics? Slope. Rate of change we associate with the word slope. Okay? Now, what kind of functions have slope? Lines have slope. But are all functions lines? No, we have a lot of functions that are not lines, okay? But we can't just find slope of a parabola, right? It changes constantly. But what we can find is the average rate of change, okay? So the average rate of change is the slope of a secant line between 2 points on a function, okay? Write down what you need to, and then I'll draw you a picture. If you remember back to geometry, I know it's been a couple years, you had a unit on circles. You talked about tangent lines. Tangent lines touched the circle once. Secant lines went through the circle twice, okay? A secant line hits a function twice. So if we think about like a parabola, okay? If we're talking about this coordinate right here and this coordinate right here, we can't, there's not slope of a parabola, but if we find the slope of this line, then we can find the average rate of change from point A to point B. It's just the slope of the line that connects those 2 points. Okay? Do you know how to find slope? Yeah, you do know how to find slope. So when I ask you to find the average rate of change, really all you're doing is finding slope. Y minus y over x minus x. There's 2 points that lie on a function. Find the slope between the two. Yes, remember that f of x is the same thing as y. Okay, so when I ask you for average rate of change, I am asking you for the slope between 2 points. Okay? So here is the function that I would like to work with. F of x is x squared minus 2x plus 8. And I want us to find the average rate of change between x is 1 and x is 5. Okay, so if we're going to find the average rate of change between these 2 points, what information do we need to know before we calculate the rate? We need the f of x value. We need that y value, right? Can we find that? By doing what? By doing what? Like, would plugging those numbers in work? Sure, let's try it. How's that sound? Okay? F of 1. What is f of 1? 1 squared minus 2 times 1 plus 8. 7. F of 5. F of 5 would be 5 squared minus 2 times 5 plus 8. 23. Okay. So when we calculate, I'm going to abbreviate average rate of change, ARC, average rate of change. Okay, all we're doing is we're finding slope between these 2 points. So 23 minus 7 over 5 minus 1. Difference in y's over difference in x's. What does that give us? Gives us 16 over 4, which reduces down to 4. Okay. What we have happening here, I'll give you a little picture. Okay. This is what our graph looks like. The slope between those 2 points is 4. The average rate of change between x is 1 and x is 5 is 4. Okay. All right, so let me remind you what you have for the weekend. You have 2 problems about average rate of change. You can come back to this video and rewatch that example if you need to. You're going to watch a 15-minute video about piecewise functions. Ms. Cronky goes through a few examples. So if you think you have an after one example, by all means, that's fine. And then you have 2 piecewise functions to graph. Okay? Feel free to get started on your pink sheet. Okay? But by Tuesday, I want that filled out as much as possible. Probably everything except that greatest integer function, unless you want to look it up yourself. Okay? All right. The time